A very good afternoon to one and all present here once again. I, Dr. Ankur Goyal, Professor and Head Department of Business Administration, MIT Meerut. Today extend my warm welcome to Mr. Alok Pandey. He is CEO, iTech Group, President, Kanpur Angels, Mentor, KIBA Incubation Center, Social Impact Assessor, SAN India, trainer and consultant, entrepreneurship and startup, mentor of change, Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, entrepreneurship mentor to STEP, HBTI Kanpur, KIT, Rama University Kanpur, Narayana Group of Institutions, VSGOI, SMS Lucknow, SR Group of Institutions, and IIT Kanpur. As far as detail is concerned, he is an experienced professional for conceptualizing, designing, and managing projects in the areas of inclusive growth, addressing issues related to youth, women, and farmers. He is having an extensive experience working in India. Core area of work include research design, monitoring and evaluation, impact assessment of development projects, and capacity building in the area of livelihoods, rural development, and entrepreneurship. He is highly competent in content development, financial product development, enterprise building, monitoring and evaluation of projects, proposal writing, research and survey administration, and impact evaluation. His further competency involved in CSR projects, microfinance institutions with sharp eye on impact, sustainability, inclusivity, and replicability. So I welcome you, sir, in this 1 month DST sponsored TEDP program as organized by Meerut Udyami Foundation and MIT Meerut. Well, over to you, sir, now.
I'm audible now. Please let me confirm first, please.
Yes, sir, you are truly audible.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. The topic, I think the topic has been mentioned with all the attendees.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think the topic is my favorite topic is this. The ma'am has been given to me, and I am very such. I'm very fond of to discuss of such type of things. Actually, entrepreneurship and the mindset of the entrepreneurship. Just let me share my screen first, then I will start. Okay, sir. The best introduction for myself is this. Just an entrepreneur. Actually, the topic is that what are the competencies should we have in the entrepreneur? So, in my point of view, that's simple. Entrepreneurship is not a topic that can be studied, that can be learned. It is just a change, and this is a change of what type of change is a behavioral change. So what is the entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is a behavioral change. It should not be related to such type of the academic courses, academic things. First of all, because the topic is like how will you prepare yourself, how will you develop in with yourself, what are the competencies of the entrepreneurship. So there are several definitions of the entrepreneurship has been studied, has been written, and the several books always has been written in the market. But entrepreneurship is always the topic, always the discussion of the innovative. If you are discussing about the entrepreneurship, that means you should have the discussion about the what is the innovation and innovative. In the same day, in the same way, the same thing. I prepared a real-time definition, a real-time things, and I will take the help of that type of definition and things to discuss the whole competency. And I will try to interact with you also. That means that communication should be the two-way communication, because I'm not very fond of the online sessions. But I'm trying my best. I will try my best to get the maximum output. The first is what is entrepreneurship. So there's a lot of things, but I have prepared something else for you. Uh, in my point of view, entrepreneurship is a what is the entrepreneurship? So every time entrepreneurship, so it is a my feeling, and as my career in this sector for 4 years and 5 years career in this sector, and the mentoring as an entrepreneur is the I have been in this sector 15 years, more than 15 years in the entrepreneurship. So what I felt where I was in the journey, and I'm in this journey. The entrepreneurship journey is from vision to reality. That means we think for something that should be happen, and in the fun type of the actual things. Vision is the vision to reality, and we work to convert all the vision into reality. That means if I'm thinking that I will make a company of a tech company, of a med tech company, of the agri tech company, MIT is very fond of, very well known for its Uddhami Foundation. That means for of the agri-tech and FPOs to help. So if I am thinking about this, because I have worked a lot of, I've been working with the FPOs and the farmers, I can feel the pain of this type of sector, and I can explain better way because I have audited FPOs. I have been worked with the all the FPOs. So it is a vision to reality. That means if we are thinking about that, what is the blueprint, and that time we will try to convert into a reality. This is the journey, entrepreneurial journey from vision to reality, and I will make it more interesting for the with the next slide. From rejection to perfection. The perfect meaning, sometimes the students, a mentee asks that for every time I'm getting the rejection. That time I used to say, better, this is the journey from rejection to perfection. That means if you are getting the perfection in the entrepreneur's journey, the rejection will be the first step. That means it is the ladder stone for you. That means rejection. If you're getting the rejection, the first rejection you will face from your family members, your parents, and all that. So this is not a bad thing. It should be have, and it is the rejection should be treated like as a criticism. That means you have been criticized, for the particular reason. That means you will have to look after things. Why are they are criticizing me? That means something is, because who is criticizing you, rejecting you, that means this is your customer. Or always if you are getting rejected, you got, yeah, if you are getting rejected by the customers and by the market, it is a well thing, because you are in well research format. That means you are being, you are in the research, you are in the real data. I mean to say that if you are getting rejection from the market, that means you are having an opportunity to get a better outcome, that what type of project you are projecting and what type of services you are giving to your customers. Rejection is not a bad thing. Rejection to perfection, that the whole journey is from rejection to perfection. That means if you are getting the things, I have putting my idea in front of someone, so that means it is rejection. It will be rejected. Okay, no problem. That means I will try to find the things. Okay, where should I improve the ideas? Where should I improve my product? And I will get the things in the way of the perfection. So I just say that vision to the one thing has been left, because that means every time in the entrepreneur, with first time entrepreneur or the budding entrepreneur, yeah, as the aspiring entrepreneurs, always in a confusion that am I right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Should I do this? No. Should I not do this? That means you have a confusion. And when you got your perfect MVP, means market fit product, yeah, and marketable viable product, that means you got the clarity. The first is that means what is this vision to reality? Confusion in every place and everywhere. When you are in the entrepreneurship journey, you are a boss, you are a co-founder, you are a CEO. That time you have to take decision. You have to take decision in the beginning to last. That means if you are entering the office, you will have to take a decision, dilemma to decision. What should ये करना चाहिए कि ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए कि ये करना चाहिए. That means a dilemma. They always have a dilemma. That means if you get overcome from dilemma to decision, I'm just telling you one example, what I'm trying to say that the many persons are having many persons, many budding entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs is come in this industry, means a startup ecosystem, but after some time they realize that yeah, I'm not a right place. Okay, that time if not right place, then should be go from leave the get the exit from the same time. Don't try to uh, don't try yourself to make fit here. Entrepreneurship is a behavioral change. It's not a thing of to make the learn, to make a train. if you have the guts, you have a sixth sense, you have a feeling on the entrepreneur. That means okay, you can fight here. You can read, you can feel the things, dilemma to decision. What I'm saying, because this is the best thing, and any entrepreneur can be explained. What is dilemma to decision? Every time he is in a dilemma, what type of employees should we have, what type of deals should we have or not, say yes or no. If I had do this, maybe it become better deal. That time the dilemma decision. If someone is taking the decision on the facts, and now the problem is that how can you take the decision? The decision should be taken by the facts, with the help of the statics, your office. That means you should have to prepare what type of challenges can be faced in today's activities. But and I will add more thing that this is not a whole thing done if you are prepared and the same thing happen. And I will explain one more thing in the next slide. A dilemma to decision. That means if you are being able to every time to decision, or this is not a perfect person in world who can take the perfect decisions. Some decision will be work, some decision will not be work. That means not you have not a competencies. After all, you are a human and you are learning. That means that and a budding entrepreneur is the best thing. If you have been a learned person, and you know that what type of decision has not been taken. So there's both the things in a win-win situation is if you are a dilemma to keep, well, should I start in this age? Okay, okay, because you are in the early age, that means you will have a more time to learn from your mistakes and things. And if you are in the later 30s, 40s, 60s, and you want to start any journey, no, that time is a good thing, because that time you have advantage because you have been experienced about all the things that can be happen. That means you are well aware about what type of awkward situations can be faced, and you will be well prepared about. So that means both things are equal for this. So that means you should have the decision power, dilemma to decision. And the most next thing is every day. What I was telling, that every day you find new ways to solve new problem. That is meaning every day you find new ways to solve new problem. That means if you let's problem I come to uh, I came my office today. That means I ways you will prepare for some other challenges, and you will get you will get the new challenges. That means spontaneous decisions should be taken, and you will have to prepare yourself. Nothing will happen according to your plan. There will have some changes. Sometimes it will work, your plan will work 10%. Sometimes your plan will work 50%, 30%, 80%. Worst thing is मैं नहीं काम करूंगा, कुछ खराब हो गया. No, such type of attitude is not will be survived, because every person is who is working, who is in the entrepreneurship journey. Everyone is relying on the some other person. This is a chain. So you have to think you will be a link of this chain. Sometime your precedent link is not working well. It will affect you. Definitely, it will affect you. And the same time, some other things. So you will have to learn. You will have to observe. What type of ecosystem is this? Actually, if you are expecting the money from your client, your payments, that means your client should have money from its precedent receiver. So this is the chain. So you will have to observe that key persons are not, no one is here in the ecosystem in the end journey to waste his efforts and waste his efforts and time. Everyone is dependent on their linkage. So that means every day you will find new ways to solve new problems. Means problem will new होंगे, आपको solution भी new निकालना होगा. You cannot be the copybook method कि मैंने academic में ये पढ़ा हुआ था, I will follow the same thing. No, never. It will not work, because academic and the entrepreneur journey is completely different. Organization behavior, communication skill, the persons who is in the MBA and who have been in the MBA and any tech colleges, whereas in course, organization communication, but it will not work completely in this means. 10-20% is big, but after some time when you are treating your client, that time you will have to customize your words, you customize your attitude. You will have to learn from your client that what type of things are he's doing. So that means you can learn from your academic and your things a generic knowledge, but when you are dealing with your clients, so uh, even you are dealing with single product, but your client is a different thought process and carrying the different habits. That time you will have to customize yourself to deal with this, and objective will not be varied. Objective is this: deal should be closed, deal should be closed. That means order should be placed, connection should be placed, and the connection, how much connection? The strong connection. That means the repetition order should be placed. So first of all, you have to sell yourself to your client. So this is the main reason. If you're thinking that the person are thinking that I am a good MBA, BTech in technical knowledge, and I have a super knowledge to do the business, no, it is wrong. Maybe I'm okay with that. You will have a superpower and the power of the skill, technical skill, communication skill. But if you are not uh, a best communicator, that means it's not communicator means you are a best in the English or Hindi. You are a best. That means you are the best person. You are a perfect person that you make understand others. What do you want us, and you make make comfortable to others. So this is the problem where we stuck, where we become very hard with our attitude. No, this is my code of conduct. I'm not saying that ki give a rigid or flexible thing. Have a agile look. Agile look means agile attitude. Where you needed, that means flexible, little give us some flexibility in your attitude. But where you needed some, there's a rigidity. So this is the agility, means where is the balance of the rigidity and flexibility. So this is the input of where every day you find a new ways to solve new problems. And now, the better thing, what is the entrepreneurship? Na? So, what is the entrepreneurship can define is this attitude. It can be a roller coaster ride, the thrill of seeing yourself succeed. Why I'm saying that it is a roller coaster ride? The reason is behind this. Everyone is not about what is roller coaster. कभी नीचे है, कभी ऊपर है. That means the roller coaster ride. कभी बहुत time will be the good, very good time you will face, and the same time maybe the second day will not be very too much good time, or the bad day will also become. Bad day means challenging day. In the entrepreneurship ecosystem, I will never use the bad and the difficult. I will use, and you should use also the only single word, the challenging word. Challenging word, that means that means you are challenging word means you are getting the inspiration from that. It is a challenge for me. Okay, pass the let them pass this time also. That means the roller coaster ride, the thrill of seeing yourself succeed, and that time you will see that you are being succeeded. And I think there are some experienced person also I have seen first look, and when I joined the meeting, someone has been success has been succeed in this life, and with I think they are trying to start second inning or third inning for this entrepreneur journey. So this is a roller coaster ride with a thrill of seeing yourself succeed. And it's a multicolor expressive drawing. What is this? That means you have nothing in starting. It's a multicolor expressive drawing on a plain canvas that gives new meaning and understanding to every moment. That means if you are in a journey, trust me, no one will support you. First, ये मान के चलना है. That means this is your journey, this is your decision, this is your fight, and this is your challenge. That means you have a plain paper, plain canvas. Now, what type of picture you will reflect, what type of color, what type of imagination, what type of preparation you will insert, you will use in this picture. That is I mean that it is a multicolored expressive drawing on a plain canvas that gives new meaning and understanding to every moment. So this is my knowledge. The knowledge, it can be explained in the other way also. But I am just trying to make you feel: is it okay? It's not okay. Now we will discuss in the last after the slides that what type of perceptions can be added. Maybe someone persons not be agree with this. Maybe. But after all, I will explain, and I will discuss with with the things. How can we connected the things? And the next is now the important cheese. So the best important cheese, the best line of this all the things. entrepreneurship is launchpad. Where have you have to take off with all precautions and calculated risk and root yourself. That means everyone said that okay, take the risk. Entrepreneur's journey, the journey of the taking risk. And no, 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 it's not a risk. Risk is not type this कि आप एक बड़ी mountain से कूद जाओ. That means if you are trying to bungee jumping and all that, that means you will have to precautions, harnessing all your things. So just I'm telling you that entrepreneur launch pad where you are launching yourself, but how launching yourself? Take up with all precautions like full knowledge, research, skills, your market segmentation, target audience, fund resources, and fund resources like कि आगे वाले 6 महीने बाद means after यहाँ से if I am starting from today means after I am taking if I am starting today so I will have a separate money of at least 1 year to survive myself and my family. Because if you are not in such position that time you can't focus on your business. Every business minimum मैं minimum बोल रहा हूँ कि if you are in the very well situation, well researched, that time every business will take at least 6 months to 1 year at least. Maximum 2 years to 3 years later actually to year first. After that you will move to the scale your business. So this is the whole scenario what I just want to discuss with you. Entrepreneurship is a launch pad where you have to take off with all the precautions and calculated risk. Risk, if you're taking a risk, is okay, but that time the risk should be calculated. That means calculated means जैसे कि आप कोई भी डिसीजन ले रहे हो कि मैं यहाँ से कूदूंगा तो क्या होगा, कितना नुकसान हो सकता है, तो how much loss you can bear. So you have to take risk that only that time. Or risk is not only about money. Don't misunderstand it कि we are discussing all about money only. being an entrepreneur being an entrepreneur you will have to take care about your money as well as your time. Because reason behind it, if you are not putting your time in the right way, you never right way and right place, you never can make a money, or it is not really possible for you and any persons. And the one more thing I haven't add in this. Okay, that means this is rhyme. First of all, I just want to attract all the seek attention of all the persons. I'm just trying to give example for that and want to receive your inputs. At least 5 6 inputs will be work for me to explain the thing better thing. Perception, just I'm telling you that okay, what is that? It's behavioral change, perceptions. Because I'm just discussing about the competency of any entrepreneur. Okay, how can I develop the competency? That means I just want to explain the things. uh, can you tell, can you someone giving my give my your inputs that what type of feeling you observe when you're seeing this picture? At least please involve in this conversation.
So your slides are not visible actually.
This one or last one?
No, from last 5 minutes, your slides are not visible.
You should enter. I hope is it work now? Is it working? Okay, I'm joining
Yes,
the
now.
from
Yes,
other
yes.
devices. Just
It's okay
Yes,
now.
yes. It's
yeah,
okay.
okay.
It's okay now.
Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, I just take an example for that. This is the to have a better idea. This is an exercise. How can you develop the things and develop the your attitude in the positive way? Now I have shared a picture. Is it visible for everyone? To everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I just said 2 or 3 inputs. Okay, what type of observations can be made if you're seeing this set of pictures?
I think that we are just going to achieve something bigger.
Yes.
This what I am feeling.
Something bigger. Okay. And then perfect point. This is the attitude. And other thing, trust me. No one answer is wrong. Trust me. I will make it true. Please, second input.
This is something someone is standing and seeing the world from inside the room and seeing the opportunities which are being spreaded all over outside world.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. I think I am with the perfect entrepreneurs. They are looking for the brighter side and the positive side. Perfect thing.
Yes. So everyone please participate and
This is the way actually. This is the
please share your views. Yeah, this is the whole platform.
yeah, changing. Okay. I've changed the view actually now to make it little interesting, a little complex thing. Think about it, your perception. Okay, what type of mentality that is so this, and your input will valuable. I have shown this slide at least 20 times, and every time I got
So
at least 5 6 new ideas.
for me, uh, for me, it's a view of highly colorful and
Everyone,
so for me, it's like a view of highly colorful and vibrant life. Spreaded all over the world. Very colorful, very versatile, vibrant life, full of colors, full of joy, full of enjoyment.
okay. That means you are feeling that if you have been here, that means you will enjoy this place. Okay, got it?
For me, sir,
Definitely.
this is a
Okay, fine.
place
And
where
the anyone
everyone is coming
next?
for their day. Yes, yes. I think this is a place where everyone is coming for their daily essentials, and what they are choosing is the perfect thing from their mindset and from their abilities.
Exactly, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yes, for me, this is a place where we are using our
Okay, okay, ठीक है, fine,
100%
fine. No, no problem.
ability. Yeah.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Actually,
Yes.
both things are correct. And the same thing if I am an entrepreneur, if I'm an entrepreneur, I will observe that ki what type of a product I'm selling. So I'm just trying to observe the things. The umbrellas are there, and the persons are in the shorts and the t-shirts. That means you will have your owns and your ideas that ki what type of things you're observing that. So I'm not telling I'm not so much interested that ki what type of you take away of this. I'm just trying to get ki every person will have different perception for the same ideas. That means if anyone is saying that it has been uh, completed, it has been the overcrowded. No, this never had been overcrowded. That means the innovation will happen. Maybe there's no water bottle is even there. Still, it is, you are looking that, you are observing that it is a perfect market. Still lots of changes and lots of improvement can be done here. That means this is the entrepreneur's approach, competencies. So actually I'm just trying to convey with this picture. Umbrellas are there. How are you doing the research for your product and the services? What type of services can be here? No ice cream parlors. If there is the summer and that means place playing zone type persons, the shopping mall person can be engaged. So that time, that is the competency. That is the behavioral approach. Yeah. Any question, please? I'll take this. Yeah. So the whole discussion जो मैंने I have completed. So actually it was a rhyme, and I'm concluding this. What is the entrepreneurship? So the entrepreneurship is journey to get the competency from vision to reality, from confusion to clarity, from reaction to perfection, from dilemma to decision. And every day you find new ways to solve the new problems and can be roller coaster ride with the thrill of seeing yourself succeed. And it's a multicolored experience drawing. on a plain canvas that gives new meaning and understanding to every moment. And the entrepreneurship is a launch pad where you have to take off all the performance and calculated risk, and the whole things can be converted into academic tools also. And the vision to reality, that means
I would like to
I
request Mr.
request.
Himanshu to please mute your mic.
okay. Uh, so whoever who is not agreed with all the lines, now I will make it connected to the academic vision to reality. That means ideation stage. So vision, that means the ideation stage, and when you work on that, you get the reality that कहते हैं blueprint. Ideation to blueprint stage. I think आपके पास command होगा मैम. You can mute who is getting the disturbance.
Yes, yes. Just a second.
So now start now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm just trying to connect the things in the academic way and the training way. The things were the first description was for that who is already in the ecosystem and is feeling such type of things to make it little interesting that it is happening here. Now vision to reality, that means ideation stage to blueprint stage. That means जहाँ पर आप कुछ शुरू करते हो. And confusion to clarity when you are when you are researching for your product or your services, and you will get the data, and data will give you more clarity about your concept, because when you are starting, you are the single person who are thinking about this. But when you are getting the research, where you are getting the data on the surveys and the interviews, and I will make you confirm that never go with the surveys data. The data that you are getting from the G form and all form never will be work for you. Always go with the real interaction interview format, and always I will add one more thing. Don't go for such type of inputs. So who is observing, that means how is looking good, but it is not a fine thing, not a actual data, not an actual response. You will have to observe your customers uh, expressions, really he or she is lacking or not. That means in अपने ट्रेनिंग सेशन में ये बोले जाते हैं कि you should observe about what your respondent is not saying. That means जो आपका respondent नहीं कह रहा है वो observe करना है, जो कह रहा है वो झूठ होता है हमेशा. That means the main reason for the Google surveys and the research agencies and all that, they're full of the, if you are doing a Google on your laptop, you will get all the research in the things, but no one can no one can say that it is a perfect research on that scenario. So that means you will have to research by own first, and not on the survey forms. It will never work with you. Not from the interaction form. To go for the personal interview and sit with him, sit with her, and try to observe that what he's not saying. So this is the perfect region. So from that idea, you will get the clarity from your confusion. So this is the main reason. Usually, persons came to me that comes to me and say that, sir, I have read the data, read the research data, 1 lakh person, 50,000 person from 2 years, 3 years, but still मेरा which convert नहीं हो पाया, because you are not having the data in the right way. Take your example. आपके पास जब जी फॉर्म आता है तो कितनी बार आपके मन से भर देते हो? नहीं भरते हो ना. That means if you are in the any business, anything, that time you should feel, if you are and that scenario, how will you respond? That means अगर आप customer से कुछ expect करो, that time पे you should feel about कि if you are a customer, how will you respond on that? So you will have to clear, and you will have to very honest with your customer as well as with your product. So this is called the confusion to clarity. तो यहाँ से मिलता है clarity. And rejection to perfection, yeah. First of all, after all the things, you will launch your product in the market, but try to launch your product first in the pilot project with the 50-60 persons. If you are a normal service तो ये आपको 2-3 दिन के अंदर आपको रिपोर्ट मिल जाएगा. बट इफ यू आर अ टेक पर्सन, दैट टाइम पे यू विल हैव टू पूल 100 to 100 persons tech developer, and that time you will receive the data on daily basis. दैट टाइम पे ऑलवेज ये पेड होता है एक्चुअली. ज्यादातर अगर आप चाहते हो कि बहुत ही रिस्पॉन्ड लेना, तो इट शुड बी द पेड. मतलब उन 100 लोगों को आप एज एम्प्लॉय रखोगे एंड दे विल गिव द रिस्पॉन्सेस एंड डेटा अबाउट दिस कि ये वर्क कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा. फ्री चीजें नहीं वर्क करेंगी आपके लिए. ट्रस्ट मी, फ्री विल नॉट वर्क. ना फ्री का एडवाइस वर्क करने वाला है, ना फ्री का ये जो रिस्पॉन्स है डेटा वर्क करने वाला. दैट मीन्स यू शुड understand about that. If you are here to make money, that time you will have to burn money first. That time you will make money. Or the burning means investment. It's not like you are throwing the money in the from there investment. Or when you are investing your money, that time you should very wise about very witty about it. What type of responses, what type of the output you will get if you are investing your money in particular section. That means the rejection to perfection. Now the dilemma to decision. This is the very fine tuning. Usually, data's dilemma decision means if someone is not, I will always favor such type of things. A sixth sense, gut feeling. So whenever and usually in an entrepreneur, if you are an entrepreneur and you have been past 2-3 years in this journey and in this ecosystem, it will be developed in your attitude and the things. That to sometime dilemma decision. If you are not getting the things rightly, that time you should have the data. Data means analysis. Analysis on what about, not on the literature basis. You should have to numbers. That means if you are interacting a new client, to that time research on that client. What type of connections and relations has been made with earlier buyers or sellers with their clients. So this is very important to make the decisions. If you are any dilemma decision, is not the entrepreneur journey and as well in this journey, personal journey also. Every day you find the new ways and solve new problem. I have told already that every time that means that I just want to reflect the one thing in the operations. If you're in office, so operations is a bigger challenge than make a product, because you have made a product, perfect product, but operations is not a perfect in a perfect position, is not inclined, is not in a fine tune. Your product will not be moved to the market, will not get a perfect product and other services. And can be roller coaster, right? And I told you that so the person will not be changes. That means I'm trying to the things. The perfect thing is practical things first, and second, how will you get the solution on practically, not on the bookish language and the bookish things. And the best part of the things of my enterprise competency, if you call competency ka baat kar rahe hain, that time pe you should have a buddy. If you're not having a buddy, trust me, you will not get a uh, uh, refreshment on the, because buddy that means uh, in every if you observe, if you read the biography of any persons, you will observe that every entrepreneur has a buddy. Buddy means you can discuss with her, with him, everything, for your product, for your problems, for your challenges, for your success, for your failure, and you will have to, and that means your body will give you such type of support that whatever I doing, okay, it will okay, I will with you. So buddy means not buddy means that means it will be your girlfriend boyfriend on the same way. It can be your friend, it can be your mother, father, sisters, brother, is everyone. He will be the key person. The buddy will be the key person to make your energy up always. So this is the whole thing. What is the entrepreneurship journey? I am just telling you the tools of the to develop the competency. And first I have discussed what is the competency. The competency means remain the positive. Positive means it's not a positive means कि आप कुएं से कूद जाओ और बच जाओगे. That means positive means that if you have researched well with your for the product and the services, and you are quite conformed, and you have such type of data that this is the problem, and the solution that is providing by us is perfectly fine with the all manner means lab method, market method, and the same thing. That means this is the confidence. This is the okay. Yes, I am right. Maybe I am not a right place, right with the right persons, with the right place. The same thing. That means if we selling the woolen cloths in the Goa, that is no means about all that. So that same person, this is not a woolen cloth is a bad thing, but it's a good thing. But it should be sold in that places where it suited. So geographical conditions should be assessed. So this is the all part of the research only. It's not a one two persons can be discussed about things. Now I'm opening the question answers session so that we can discuss more about it. Yeah, please. And you can ask because this is a you can think, yeah, you can feel that it is a very simple thing, but believe me, this is the first thing that I discussed with you. Whenever you will move in your journey, every day you feel that no, it is it is being happen, it is being happen, it is a feeling that this is a real entrepreneur's journey. That means you can ask that if you are feeling challenged to understand the things what I told you. Please, I'm opening sessions for the question answer.
Thank you so much, sir. It was very interactive and very informative session. So I would like to request all of you to please platform is open for the question and answers. So if anyone is having any query regarding the entrepreneurial competencies, how to develop them, so kindly ask the questions. Please don't hesitate. Should I call everyone one by one for the questions? So Ms. Akansha Balian, if you want to ask any question, I should call everyone one by one. I think so. Now I have to adapt that. So Ms. Poonam Rani, if you want to ask any question from Namaste Vedji. See, you will never get these opportunities again and again. Please utilize
Right.
them. Ankur sir, you want to ask anything?
Ma'am, I will ask, but let others
Yes, yes,
will
sure.
also ask. No, Rajat
Priyanka
sir.
Rana, Priyanka Dalmia, you all are open. Please don't hesitate. One who is attending from
Yvonne,
MIT Kumau, if you want to ask. Yeah.
yeah, first of all, I will encourage and I will thank कि you have got the crunch of this problem. Actually, entrepreneurial
Yes.
competency is the first challenge for this journey.
Mhm.
If you have passed by this bar, so rest is very okay for you because you have a competency.
Yes.
That means should be a behavior, it's not a learning thing. So I should congratulate ma'am.
Yes.
You have initiated for this work for this thing. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
I would request Madhuri ma'am to conclude, please.
Okay, okay. So thank you so much, sir. I've already told that this was really very informative and very interactive session. So thank you so much for coming on our invitation and giving such an insightful lecture. So I would like to thank you from Meerut Udyami Foundation, Meerut Institute of Technology, and from obviously DSC program which is going on. So thank you so much, sir. We'll be looking forward for many more sessions from you.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
I hope next time will be more interactive and the two-way communication. I
Yes.
used to
Sure,
for
sure,
this
sure.
on for
I'll encourage, we'll encourage
and
more
receiving.
to our audience to ask.
Because this is the only forum that where you can discuss the everything, and this will not
Yes.
literally because ये forum नहीं होते हैं, that means should be should opt this and give like the benefits
Mhm.
of this type of forums. Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Gauri ma'am.
So
Thank you very much, Ankur.
thank you, sir. Thank you
Thanks
so
a
much.
lot, sir. Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
so much.
Okay, thank you.
Dear audience, our next speaker must be available shortly within a span of 5 minutes. So I would like to expect your. I think ma'am has joined. Gitika ma'am, have you joined?
Yes, yes, sir, Ankur sir, I'm joining in.
Okay, okay. Shall we start the session?
Sure, sir, sure.
Okay, okay. Just a moment. So, good afternoon to one and all present here once again. Today, I again, Dr. Ankur Goyal, Professor and Head Department of Business Administration, MIT Meerut, extend my warm welcome to Dr. Geetika Shukla ma'am. She is serving as an associate professor and head in the department of professor in the department of MBA, Diwan Institute of Management Studies, Meerut. She secured her PhD from CCS University, Meerut. She is an MBA Finance from IGNOU, New Delhi, MCom from CCS University, Meerut, and Bachelor of Education from CCS University, Meerut once again. She has to her credit numerous national and international research papers under different domains in Journal of Repute. She has also completed many faculty development programs from AICT and other reputed institutions. She is having 4 Indian patents and 1 international patent in her name. She has authored various books on accounting and auditing apart from various edited books. She is also a fellow member of Meerut Management Association. Her area of specialization is accounting, taxation and financial management. So with this, I extend my warm welcome once again and it's over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Very good afternoon to one and all present here. As you know, that is Dr. Gitika Shukla from DIMS MBA. Welcome to the today's session on product planning, or you can say the production planning in MSME. So first of all, I would like to thank to MIT, Meerut Institute of Technology, for this wonderful opportunity. I would like to say my sincere gratitude to Dr. Ankur Goyal sir, one of my very close friend and a known person and a very experienced person. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you to DST department also. This is a very wonderful event organized by the MIT, and it was my best wishes to all the participants that on me too, we will explore many surrounding and many good things from this FDP. Thank you all. Let's start the today's session. Welcome to today's session on production planning on IA in MSME, where we delve into the dynamic world of MSMEs and explore their profound impact on economic growth and innovation. Every big business starts small. Every success story begins with a dream and the courage to pursue it. Small businesses are the heartbeat of our communities, fueling dreams, creating opportunities, and shaping the future. So with all these good keynotes, let's start our session. First of all, before this session, as you know, this FDP is based on the MSMEs. So first of all, we know what you mean by MSAP, but it is our 10th day and you know very well what is MSME, but there is some brushing steps we have to follow first. Let me give me 1 minute. I will just present you.
Ma'am, are you there in the meeting? Dear audience, I think there is some problem. Let me check out. Yeah, ma'am, slides are visible.
Ankur sir, is it all right now? Hello? Ankur sir?
Yes, ma'am, they are visible
Okay,
now.
ma'am. Let's start now. So the topic is
Yes.
production planning in MSME. So let's discuss about firstly, what is MSME? Basically, micro, small, medium enterprises. They are widely dispersed across the country and produces a diverse range of product and service. It helps in the growth of a country. They are the nursery for the entrepreneurship and innovation. Small and medium enterprises are the backbone of industrial developers. Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises contributes nearly 8% in GDP, 40% in manufacturing output, and 45% in the exports area. They provide the largest share of employment after agriculture. They have emerged as a dynamic and vibrant sector of economy. So with these you can see here this all. Now we will tell about the enterprises. Firstly, enterprises will be divided into two categories. The first one is manufacturing enterprises and the other is service enterprises. As you chart, you have seen here, And manufacturing enterprises, which consist of micro segmentation, that type of enterprises generally refers to a small business employing 10 people or less. It is an enterprise in which investment in plant and machinery is between 5 to 25 lakhs. These enterprises works and operates not by choice but out of necessity. They have no number of amount and no ample funds of as a profit. They just do it as a necessity. Like small vendors you see in the market, vegetable sellers, these are the category of these enterprises. Then we talk about small enterprises. Small enterprises in the manufacturing enterprises category generally refers to a business employing 50 persons or you can say less than. It is an enterprise in which investment in plant and machinery between 25 lakh to 5 crore. These enterprise works and operates to earn a small amount of profit. Now we talk about medium enterprise in the category of manufacturing enterprises. Medium enterprises refers to a business employing maximum around 250 employees. It is an enterprise in which investment in plant and machinery is between 5 crores to 10 crores. These enterprises works and operates to earn a fair amount of profits to increase their standard of living. Now, the second category is service enterprises. It is 13% of ratio in the total economy and 47% goes to the manufacturing enterprises. Service enterprises, as we talk about the micro enterprises, an enterprise in which investment in plant and machinery goes to up to 10 lakhs. If we talk about small enterprises in the service area, then an enterprise in which investment in plant and machinery is from 10 to 2 crores. Medium enterprises, an enterprise in which investment in plant and machinery is from 2 crore to 5 crores. So basically these are the segmentation according to the MSMEs. Now, what are the essential features or what is the objectivity of MSMEs? So basically, MSME plays a very vital role in the economy of the country. With the help of MSMEs, no cost of production arise, flexibility greater, high capacity to innovate exports with the help of MSMEs, high employment also generation. And with the help of these outcomes, the reduction of regional imbalance will be cured. So we can say that this is the objectives or you can say the features of the MSMEs. If we talk about what are the role of MSMEs in India, it is a very big role in MSMEs for the MSMEs in India, like employment generation. This is the most important factor. With the help of MSMEs, we can contribute a higher portion of employment towards our economy. Higher production, export contribution, utilizing resource of optimum utilization of resources will be there with the help of MSMEs. They plays a vital role in this. And automatically with all these factors, there is an increasement in the GDP. That is the main objective. So these are the, you can say the role. Now we will talk about the contribution or you can say the performance of MSMEs. 13 million MSMEs producing more than 8,000 products. 45% goes to the industrial production and 10% goes to the exports. And there should be a 31 million employment also. You can see this chart also. This is the contribution and the performance of MSMEs. If we talk about the sector of MSME, so I have a chart for this. This chart shows the percentage of types of MSME enterprises. Here you can see that 13% enterprises are engaged in the service sector and 87 enterprises are engaged in the manufacturing sector. So that's why we will now, with the help of this MSME brush up lines, let's start our topic, that is production planning in MSMEs. What is production here? Anyone from you? Just tell me, what do you mean by production?
It's again a conversion of inputs to outputs. It's transformation of inputs, factors of production to the outputs.
Thank you, sir. Yes, basically in the production, you have to be the procurement of raw materials, There should be you have to be control on the tools and machinery. You have to be planned according to the requirements, according to the need of the operations. But production planning does not include only these things. It also includes that also the production planning has many functions also, like controlling on your production, systematically control. There should be no disturbances. Your process will be continued. These are also the factors which will be considered at the time of production planning. Let's start. It is a production process of looking ahead, anticipating possible difficulties, and deciding in advance how to produce the products. What to produce, when to produce, how to produce, where to produce, how much to produce. All these questions and all the answers of these questions will certainly be given only by the production planning, only given by the production controlling, only given by the production procedure. So in these next slides, we can just explain all the segments of production planning. Basically, production planning becomes essential when many 5 factors, these are the 5 M's which were involved in the production. And these are the basically base concepts of the planning. That is material. How much material should be required? What type of material should be required? We can purchase a material, or we can just manufacture the material for the processor. These types of questions should be answered first before the starting of production. Money matters all. सब कुछ money से ही होना है. How much money we should be invest? From where, what are the types of internal sources, external sources, from where we extract the money? What are the inventory we have? These questions can be answered by the planning in the money scenario. Then man, that is the resource, yani human resource of the machine, human resource which will be used as the labor. You can see the man, machines, material are the important factors. So man is also very important. Human resources are very important for the planning, for the production. Machines plays a very important role for the planning anything in the production material. And again, the most important is your method. Why we control material, why we control money, why we control man, machine method? Because we have to achieve an objective. And what is our objective? Our objective is to maximize our profit and minimize our return. Maximize our profit and minimize our risk. So with the help of production planning, you can easily ascertain or easily accomplish the goal of the any business, either service provider or manufacturing company. सबका motive एक ही है कि we have to just maximize our returns. Profit, to earn more profit, or with the help of particular production planning, we can accomplish these things, because we have to control on our cost. And अगर हमारी cost reduce हो जाएगी, हमारा risk अच्छा कम हो जाएगा, तो हमारा return high हो जाएगा, and automatically हमारा profit high हो जाएगा. That's why there is a need of production planning in each and every segment. After the planning, the next step for the cost cutting, for the cost control, for the maximization of profit and returns, we have to just focus on the production control. It is a process of making sure that production is constantly maintained to produce the product of given specifications according to the requirements. Production control process can be made effective by setting the standards, measuring the job performance, getting feedback of results. Basically, taking the corrective action at the time of correcting appropriate timings, that is very important. Second is setting standards here. We have to maintain the standards ki how much time we have to do for the production process. What is the tenure of the production? How it could be controlled? What type of major setbacks we have to be designed at the time of the standards? We have to check out the quality standards also. How much quality and quantity we have to be produced in a day for the maintaining the standards. That's why production control is required. Measuring the job performance here, it means that you have to be control, or you have to be, you can say that work distinguished according to the caliber, according to the skills. If you want to just delegate your work into the number of people, so just according to their caliber, according to their skills. Getting feedback of result, that is very important. Feedback from your production system, from your production department. How much time you should be used for the production, what is the calculations are there, what type of calculations are there, how inventory can be controlled, how can we control our wastage, normal and abnormal wastage, both of them we have to be just concentrate on that, and that should be come from only the your mans, your workforce. They will provide you a give feedback according to this. Okay, and after that, taking corrective action, that is very important. When you know the problems, then you have to just give the solution for that. This is the basically chart for the production planning and control. These are the three, you can say the two main steps of the production planning. You have to, one is control and the other one is planning. The first thing you have to do, that is forecasting. Type, quantity and quality. What type of product you have to be produced, how much quantity you have to be prepared and maintain the quality standards. This should be in a forecasting manner, not in a presentation manner. After that, we have just go to product design. There should be some specifications according to the need and requirement of the market, need and the requirement of the third party. Now you have to take the order writing to undertake a particular job. What type of person should be done this work to whom, and whom should be there for the reporting purpose. What is process planning and routing? That is very important segment in the production planning and control. There should be there are number of processes like job costing हो जाता है, batch costing है, other number of हमारे पास processes होते हैं which will be used for the production process planning. So you should just first focus on the processing and after that deliver the work to the among the members. There should be a material and tool controls. Don't waste too much material. You have to be control on the machines. There should be no obsolete machines are there. You have to be time to time repair on the machines. Requirement control tools should be there. After that, when the production is start, then goes to it finished goods. So after that, you have to be focused on the loading, assignment of work, manpower. All these are points considerable in the segmentation of this thing. Now, after this, scheduling. That is very important. When you have to be decide what after 3 months, after 2 months, after 15 days, what जो भी आपका भी टाइम होगी जब भी आपको अपना प्रोडक्शन क्लास करना होता है, at that time phase you have to be categorized your processing in this manner. Now after this, dispatching and ordering to start the workings. After this, process reporting, and at the last, when the time is come to your corrective phase. This is the production system. Production system may be defined as a framework of activities with which the inputs are transformed into value-added products. Basically, some of the inputs are according to the requirement, they are visible in the nature. Materials can be seen in the finished goods. Sometimes materials can be just shown as the finished goods, not in the as a work in progress. Okay, so at that time, you have to be focused on the production system. The difference between the value of inputs and the value of outputs represent the value created through the production activities. So this is the production system basically in which inputs are just converted into, or you can say the transformed into the output products, which is required or which is the need of your organization. This is the basic input-output model of the production system. We will show here. There are three basic things: materials, men, and your energy. This contributes to, you have to be, these factors will be going to the plant and facilities. Yani ki this segment goes to the machines, to the manpower. After that, they will processing some produce for you, production is static for you, and you will have in your hands goods and services. This is the production process where you can transfer your inputs into the required outputs. This is basically your production system. Now we are talking about the production system types. So firstly, we categorize in two parts. The first one is intermittent production and the other one is continuous production. Intermittent production, again, you have to be categorized in two parts. The first one is batch type of production and the job order production. When we talk about the batch type of production, it means when the production process is in a one way. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने कुछ वहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन इस तरीके से करना है कि एक बार आपने रॉ मटेरियल मशीन के अंदर डाला और दूसरी तरफ से जो रॉ मटेरियल निकल के आ रहा है वो रॉ मटेरियल ना निकल के सीधा आपका प्रोडक्ट आ रहा है. That is the batch type of production where you have to be produced or the process should be in a one way. Job order production, we can say when we talk about the production in the different manners according to the size, according to the shape. That is job order. Now continuous production, when there is no interruption and the flow of material into method machine to produce standardized finished products in the large quantity. The raw material enters at one point and finished product leaves at the other point. This is the process. This is the materials are handled by fully automatic system. When there is no disturbance, there is no phases, only one phase is going on. These systems are known as the continuous production, or you can say for the flow production system. This is also called flow production. Now we will discuss about the batch type production. Batch type of production, in this type, general purpose machines are used. A particular product is produced at a time in small quantities and the same machinery is used for the production. That is one go process, you can say. On the other hand, in job order production, it is a type, or you can say each job is different from the previous one with respect to its type, specifications, quality and quantity. The product design and planning takes a lot of things to do. In this is the part of your job system. Job shop. A job shop involves a number of machine centers, each with a fundamentally different activity to manufacture products. It means when there is a number of products will be differently activated to the manufacturing products. There should be a machine centers. Now, next one is closed job shop. It is one in which products are manufactured as per the requirements of the organization and outside jobs are not accepted. Here is an example, big machine shop concerned with making automobile parts. These items are produced repetitively. Again and again, you have to just produce all the items repetitively. Okay. Open job. All open job shop makes products as per the requirements of the organization and also outside according to the requirements of the customers also. Okay. So production process also includes some costing control techniques, which is very helpful or which is very essential at the time of production planning. First of all, we have to maintain or we have to control the standard cost. Basically, the cost of production can be controlled by developing a standard cost for labor as well as for materials also. These are generally evaluated once in a year on the basis of the engineering standards or historical data, generally expressed in terms of hours or rupees. Once these are established, the cost effectiveness can be determined by calculating variances from the standards. You have to first analyze what do you mean by standard cost and how can you calculate, yes, this is in this whole process, this is my standard cost. So for that thing, I have some logics for you. The first one is productive performances. When you just analyze the standard cost calculation, first of all, you have to analyze all the details in the performance wise, like productive performances, which will be used for the standards hours allowed and how much actual hours should be used. The differentiation of this, or you can say the analyzation of that, conclude your productivity performance. After this productivity performance, you just calculate what do you mean by spending cost. And for the calculation of spending cost, you have to analyze the actual expenses in the favor of standard expenses. Okay? Am I clear to all? After this,
Yes, ma'am.
After this, you have to calculate each cost per standard. It means you have to be analyze the actual cost of loss, or you have to analyze the in the comparison of standard cost of loss. So with these three factors, productive performances percentage, spending cost, and yield cost per standard rupee, you can easily calculate your standard cost, which is very essential for your production planning and the cost control. After this, what do you mean by process planning? Process planning generally includes a detailed plan to manufacture a product. It involves, first of all, you have to analyze the quality of products to be produced with specifications like shapes alag hai, size alag hai, how much to produce, where to produce, what type of design we have to be full in this. These type of questions you have to be ensure in the planning needs. After that, quantity of the products to be produced according to the order. What is the break-even level? How can we just maximize our return with the help of proper process planning? What type of sequence of operations we have to be follow in the process planning? After that, what are the standard time for the each operation will be given to the machines or to the manpower, just to maximize our returns and to maximize our profits. And after that, commencement of the operations. That is very important. Your production process should be complete in your regulated time, in your time frame. That's why your planning requirement is to control on your quality of product. That is very important because that is the major satisfaction from your received from your customers. Then what quantity, because it controls on your normal and abnormal loss too. Sequence of operations, which includes according to your work delegation, according to the skills of the workers. Then standard time for each operation, because there are in some production process there are some phases. Like one phase complete हो जाएगा, उसके बाद ही second phase start होगा. तो you have to control the standard time for the each and every operation, कि किसी को किसी दूसरे की वजह से कुछ काम पर रुकना ना पड़े, ठीक है? And after that, commencement of the operation, like जो आपने सोचा है, समझा है, जिस तरीके से you have to be plan out all the things, just focus on the commencement of that particular things. This is all about the process planning. Now we will discuss planning procedure for the planning. So planning of a process is the first step. Then we goes to planning of material. Then we goes to the planning of process layout, then setup time, and the last is routing. Routing is very important, or you can say the routing, very important segment of the process planning. Routing refers the path and optimum sequence of operation to be performed on the job. Basically, it is related to the layout, temporary storage of in process and inventory, material handling, it all applicable to the product layout. This is called routing. Routing lays down the flow of work, that is what work is to be done, where and how it will be done, starting from raw material to the finished goods, or you can say the finished products. This is the procedure for the routing approach. First of all, requirements of materials and components are identified for the production. There should be a proper, you have a certain, or you can the fixed requirements in your hand before the procedure should be start. Parts list and bill of materials are prepared, showing name of the part, quantity of material, specifications, amount of material required, so that these can be produced. This is the second B part of your routing procedure. In the third step, it is related to the layout, temporary storage of in-process, inventory, and material handling. It is also applicable on the product layout. Next one is the lot size or number of units to be manufactured in one lot or batches finalized. Control and limits of variations are specified, including extent of rejections. Cost of the component are estimated to the steps A to E. It means controls, lot size, quantity, quality, money, all the factors are primarily discussed over this. The cost consists of materials, labor charges, and other specific and general things. This is all about the routing procedure. Now, after the routing process, the planning consists now, second step that is very important, loading. Loading is the study of relationship between load and capacity so as to assign the work for the production. पहले की स्लाइड्स में भी हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया है डेलीगेशन ऑफ द वर्क दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्किल और अकॉर्डिंग टू द कैलिबर ऑफ योर वर्क फोर्स. If you don't give them according to their skills, then your output does not come as you desired. There are some fluctuations, there are some misrepresentations, disturbances, creations. All the things are held if you would not delegate your work according to the requirements. Loading indicates the assignment of work to men, machines, or department in advance without specifying when the work is to be done. If you have a proper planning, then you have to be just focus on the loading procedure in your planning, that there should be as advancement of work transferable to the all your 5 M's. Here I repeat 5 M: men, machine, money, material. सबके पास पहले से खबर होनी चाहिए, information होनी चाहिए कि what type of work we have to be done. The number of machines available, speeds, capabilities are considered or assigning the work. This is all the considerable points which will be shared as a loading processor. The selection of a substitute in case of breakdown is also a part of loading function. So after routing, the most important thing we have to be considered, that is our loading procedure. Now, what is the objective of this? What is the importance of loading? We just shift our work according to the working hours, according to the caliber. Now the process will be continually done. But no, there is some important segmentation about the loading. The objective of the loading transaction, or you can say the function, is to maintain an up-to-date picture of available capacity of the plant. Because you have a huge plant or a small plant, there should be some steps to be followed as a processors, as a functions. Then this is the you can say the homework in which will be do in the loading, that all the machines will be run smoothly. There should be no interruption. All energy sites will be available. These are the importance per segmentation. Loading information is used for ensuring, because you have a large number of machines and plant there, that is the efficient utilization of plant and machinery or labor also with the help of loading. If you do the loading process very well, then there is a proper utilization of resources will come out from this process. Setting a reliable delivery promises, it means what you consider, what you promise to your customers, what you promise to the third party, that every 2 months हम आपको इतना production करके देंगे. तो how can you justify your role? How can you just setting your standards? With the help of loading process, you can just setting your standards, just complete your promises, because all the work should be delegated in a proper manner. Forward planning of the purchase of a new plant. If you feel require or there is a necessity that you have to be receive an ample of production order from your third party or from your customer, then loading process helps you ki how much performance will be required from these machines, or we can purchase the new machines for setting our objectives. So this process helps in all the fields of this type of important segmentations. So this is all about the loading. After routing, loading, we just control the situation according to the scheduling. Scheduling also very important. It is a process of decision taking to start the work for production. Based on the sales forecast, production is planned, rate sheets and load charts are prepared. Accordingly, detailed schedules are formulated in terms of usage of manpower, material, and equipment. Basically, scheduling involves the process from A to Z. When we have to start our process and how we conclude or you continue our process to achieve the objective. It is all based on the forecasting. Previous forecast, there is no previous data. We just rely on the sales forecasting. After that, we will discuss the production is planning or load charts are prepared. Scheduling also involves the time frame of work for production. Therefore, scheduling is known as the time phase of loading. After the loading, it is also called the time phase of loading. There is also a importance and some considerable points which will be used why we use scheduling process in the planning process. Production, this is also called production scheduling. Production scheduling optimize the production and inventory cost by properly sequence the orders and time phasing production system is as basic term. For example, like this, here you can see that the first is monitoring production activities, checking the progress of production, and the third step is decision making during the production cycle. There are number of factors which affect your scheduling as an external factors and internal factors. We have to categorize these two things in your process production planning, that you have to be control, you can't be control the external factors which will be compressed from the market or from the country's atmosphere, from the growth, but we have to control the internal factors. Internal factors consist your 5 main basic steps, that is men, machine, material, money, and your measurement, or you can say the performance. So in scheduling performance, you have to be monitor the production activities in a sequence manner. Either it's, if we talk about men's, if we talk about machines, if we talk about machinery, if we talk about money, all the matters should be considerable and monitored in a very effective manner. After that, you have to check the products progress, like what is the second phase coming to be prepared, how much time should be given in the third phase, what type of products will be considerable. These things are totally be checked by your progress production. After the checking and after the monitoring, the third one step for the importance of scheduling is decision making during the production cycle. नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स ऐसा बहुत बार आएगा बीच बीच में जब आपको बार बार अपने डिसीजंस चेंज करने पड़ सकते हैं according to the situation, according to the requirements. So if you have a scheduling process, if you have a proper plan for the scheduling, then there is no hurdles. You can easily change there should be a flexibility in your decision making during the production cycle. So with the help of scheduling planning, you have an ample of knowledge, ample of factors which will be considerable for the optimum, and you can see the very good effective planning as the processing. Okay. After this, after scheduling, the next important step in the production process is dispatching of the records. What is this? It is the process of actually ordering work to be done in the production. The planning department dispatches the records of schedules. It is an order and instructions for starting the work. This record is physically handed over to the production department for the implementation. According to the plan of activity, time and sequence, the production effort start. The dispatching section is familiar with the production capacity of each equipment. So this is the dispatching of records. What is the procedure for dispatching? Dispatching function may be merely a routine, or you can say the one-off issue authorization to start the operation. The procedure involves dispatching a number of records of different departments for initiating the operations. For examples, dispatching procedure should be done in many phases, or you can say there is a step-by-step procedure for the dispatching of procedure. First of all, you have to dispatch all the products to the store department, or you can say to the stores. Now stores is what? Stores is authorized to deliver the required raw material. So you have to firstly dispatch your production process, dispatch your plannings, dispatch your scheduling, dispatch your routing, dispatching your needs to the stores, from where you can collect the raw material according to your production requirements. After that, then next segment goes to tool stores. Tool stores is authorized to release the necessary tools. But बहुत सारी बात हमें कभी कभी मशीन के साथ कुछ टूल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट पड़ती है, कभी और चीज़ों की रिक्वायरमेंट्स होती है, तो एट दैट टाइम टूल स्टोर से यू हैव टू बी analyze all the tools required for the processors. After this tool stores, Next phase goes to job order. What is job order? Job order to manufacture or to instruct the worker to proceed with the operation. It means according to the order of from the customer, according from the order for the party, you can easily control, you can easily analyze the requirements and just dispatch your requirements to the job order, in which you can accomplish or you can make a summary of all the products which will be handed over to the third party. Line ticket is also very important in the dispatching of records. In this, you have to be record the beginning and ending time of the operation. This is also done for the workers too. What is the exit time, what is the entry time, what is the lunch time, what is the break time. These all type of information is very useful when you will planning for the processing, or even when you were planning the whole work delegation divided amongst your man machine power. So that is very important. You can say the summary which is used for the dispatching of records. Okay. After that, inspection order, that is also very important. Authorizations, basically जो store managers होते हैं, जो भी authorized persons होते हैं, they have a check eye on the other segments of all the production system. The authorizations जो होते हैं, inspectors to carry out the necessary requirements, or you can say the inspection with respect to the quality of the product. That is very important. There should be some quality checks which were followed in the production system. At that time, you should be just follow the instructions given by your officers, subordinates or colleagues, ki what type of quality we have to maintain for the standardization of our production. That is required. So in the dispatching of records, we have to check out the inspection order, ki how much and how type of versions, qualities we have to be analyzed according to the process system. Now, move order, that is the last segment of dispatching of records, authorizes the movement of materials and components from one operation to the next operation for the further work. It means आप अपने हाथ से move कर देंगे उस order को, और dispatching of records, this is the last segmentation of your process planning, in which you have to be just dispatch your records according to the requirements. You can see over here all these things. So this is all from my side. If you have any query.
Audience, once again, I would welcome that you should ask some queries with the ma'am. Ma'am, I have one query in my mind. As far as, are you available in the meeting, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I just wanted to know, as we are going through this production planning, as far as entrepreneurship is concerned.
Yes,
so what a message at the initial stage of the business you would like to give to the budding entrepreneurs as far as production planning is concerned?
Sure, sir. Sir, thank you very much for the question, sir. According to my knowledge, or according to my research till now, I just find out that you have to be don't focus on the big entrepreneurship always. I starting my presentation with this quote also, that every big business starts small first. So I just want to share one thing only, this ki just focus on a big dream also, but start with the normal phase. Don't be run in a very competitive environment. There should be a very with the help of MSMEs, there should be a very large scope for everybody. With the help of our new government policies, there should be a number of things which will be very, very accurately performed by all you buddies. So just concentrate on your caliber, just concentrate on your skills, and the most important thing is just work according to your interest. This is all from my side.
Okay. Any other questions from audience side? Dr. Kanika Gupta ma'am, Dr. Anuj, Dr. Sonia, Varsha Kaushik ma'am, Shruti ma'am, any of the questions from the audience side? Okay, anyways, it has been a wonderful session with Dr. Gitika Shukla ma'am. And I must say that Gitika ma'am is like a pure example of leadership, as when I was in Diwan in BBA department, I have worked under the ma'am, and ma'am considered me like a very senior person. She considers me in each and every decision of the department, and it was a time for the 2 years we worked together, and not a single pace of any kind of argument we had for anything.
Never,
डिपार्टमेंट
never.
वाज रनिंग सो स्मूथली एंड मैम कंसिडर मैडम मेरे को अपने से ज़्यादा वहाँ डिपार्टमेंट में समझती थी कि आई एम लाइक अ सीनियर पर्सन एंड इट्स लाइक ब्लेसिंग्स ऑफ द मैम ओनली कि टुडे आई एम एट दिस पोजीशन एट MIT. थैंक्स अ
No, sir,
लॉट मैम.
it's all about your caliber, sir. It's all about your proficiency, sir. I am very, very happy when I will see your status or your social sites or everything. It is very
Okay.
good, sir. My best wishes to you, sir. And you are such a gem person. And I am very also wants to congratulate to all the students who were under the concourse, sir. You have a very great leader in your hands.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
With
so
this,
much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
we are ending up this session and we are just moving on to our session. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for this wonderful session. I think Dr. Devesh Gupta has joined for the third session. Sir, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, sir, I am here.
Okay. Just a moment. Just a moment, sir. I'm just making you the co-host so that you can, present your slides. Okay, sir. A very good evening to our wonderful audience once again to this particular DSG sponsored 1 month TEDP, Technology Entrepreneur Based Entrepreneurship Development Program. So, as a third speaker of the day, we have Dr. Devesh Gupta ji from Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Management College, Meerut, which is one of the most premier and the oldest college in northern India regarding the professional courses in professional education. Dr. Devesh Gupta ji is having more than 18 years of experience in the field of academics, research, and industry. Presently, he is working as an associate professor in Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Management College, Meerut, affiliated to CCS University, Meerut. He holds PhD in Finance and Masters in Commerce from CCS University, Meerut. He completed his postgraduate diploma in computer applications from CEDTI, DOE, Government of India. He is also having Masters in Computer Science from MCRP Bhopal. He has published more than 30 research papers in national and international journals of repute, including Scopus. He is a fellow member of Meerut Management Association as well. He has attended various faculty development programs from NIFM and other prestigious institutions all across the globe. His area of specialization is again accounting, taxation, and finance. He is having 4 Indian patents and 1 international patent in his name. Sir is also having many books related to the accounting, cost management, and taxation. And he is also working on various edited books. So, with this, with the wholeheartedly, I welcome you, sir, in this TEDP. Over to you, sir, now.
Thank you, Ankur sir. So, first of all, I would like to thank the management of Meerut Institute of Technology, DST, and the head of the department BBA, Dr. Ankur Goyal sir, for inviting me as a guest speaker today on the topic of cash flow management. So, I'm going to present my slide now. So, the topic of the day is cash flow management. The topics which we are going to cover today, that is meaning and nature of cash, managing the cash flows, determining optimum level of cash, and how to invest the surplus cash a company or business is having. So we are going to start the topic with the overview of MSME small business. And first, we are going to discuss about what we mean by the term cash. Cash is the most liquid asset. What we
Sir,
say.
sorry to interrupt, but your voice is echoing. Ankur sir, please mute yourself. Sir, your voice is doing echo.
Uh, Again, repeat the topic of the day. What topics we are going to cover today? Now it is okay, ma'am.
Yeah, now it is okay, sir.
Okay. So we are going to cover the topic in different headings like what is the meaning and nature of cash, how to manage the cash flows, how to determine the optimum level of cash, and how to invest surplus cash in any business or organization. So first we start with the point that what we mean by the term cash. So what we can say that cash is the most liquid asset. Cash is of vital importance to the daily operations of any business organization. Whenever we are doing different activities in the business, payments, receipts, so the most important thing is that we need to have sufficient amount of cash with us. Our working capital requirements should be fulfilled. It is very crucial for the solvency of the firm. A firm has to make its payments on time. So we can say the cash can be referred as the lifeblood of a business firm. Without having sufficient cash, without having sufficient working capital, a business cannot survive. So there are different assets in a business, and cash is called as the most important current asset. Cash is the basic input which is required to keep the business running on a continuous basis. Cash is also the ultimate output expected to be realized by selling the service or product manufactured by the company. We, we are doing the business only with the objectives of profit and wealth maximization. And what we want to earn more from our business. So, in output, we need more cash. So what we can say that cash is the money which a firm can disburse immediately without any restriction. What includes in cash? It includes the coins, the currency notes, the checks held by the firm, and the balances in the bank account. And nowadays, we all are using UPI, and that is part of the cash of the firm. The firm can make payment immediately with the help of UPI also. Sometimes the marketable securities or some bank fixed deposits, they are also considered as our cash. As and when required, we can utilize them to make our payments. The basic feature of these type of assets, they are termed as cash and cash equivalents. They can also be called as the near cash assets, that they can be converted into cash as and when required. So what we mean by the term cash, what includes in cash and cash equivalents, that cash in hand, cash at bank, and we can say the cash and cash equivalents. Now, next, management of cash. What we need to do while we are doing cash management. So cash management is considered with the cash flows into and out of the firm, the external payments and external receipts, the cash flow within the firm, interdepartmental payments and receipts, and cash balances held by the firm at a point of time by financing deficit or investing surplus cash. That is also the part of our cash management. We need to manage the external payments and receipts, we need to manage the internal payments and receipts, and we need to manage the balances, the cash balances, how to invest the surplus cash so that we can earn something extra. So, some practical discussion that why business fails. Normally, what we are the point of topic of the day is that most of the startups, as we all are talking about talking lot about the startups, the most common cause of business failure, that is cash crisis. Sometimes a business is earning profit. The business is earning yearly profits by its activities, but we need to close that business just because that it runs out of cash. We all are watching Shark Tank India, and number of times the companies, they are coming with this problem that they are earning profits, they are doing good, but they are not having sufficient amount of cash in hand, they are not having sufficient working capital to continue with their business activities. So it becomes very important to manage cash properly. One data I want to share with you, that around 67% of small businesses owners have at least occasional problems managing cash flow. During a year, around 67% of business owners, small business owners, at any point of time, they are having problems with their cash management. Either they are not having sufficient cash to pay for their expenses, for their liabilities. One more data is that 19% report cash flow as a continuing problem. In 19% of businesses, management of cash, management of working capital, that is a continuing problem. So if we get the total, around 86% of businesses are there which are having problems related to management of cash, flow of cash at any point of time. So what we can say, only 14% of businesses are there who are doing well with their cash flow management. So that is a big problem. That is a big challenge in doing a business. So when we are talking about cash management, what we need to do, we need to forecast for our future requirements, our future activities. We need to forecast that from where we are going to collect the cash, what will be our future receipts. We need to work out on our disbursements, our payments. We need to work out for the investments, that if we will be having any surplus cash, so where we are going to invest it so that we can earn something extra. And planning for the cash a company needs to operate smoothly. So that means when we talk about cash management, it is all about management of cash, forecasting about future collections, future payments, investments, and all. One more thing, that is, young and growing companies are called as cash sponges. What we mean by this term cash sponges, that the companies, the businesses who regularly get money from other businesses, from other people, when they should be trying to support themselves. That during a financial year, the young companies, growing companies, new startups, they are regularly getting money from others to continue their operations. And the problem is that they are not forecasting the cash properly. And for that purpose, what we should do, what we do, that we need to know our cash flow cycle. This cash flow cycle, that is basically based on our operating cycle. What is operating cycle? That we are going to invest our money into our raw material, into different activities. That raw material is converted into finished goods, and that finished goods is when we are going to sell it, again that is converted into cash. So whatever cash we are going to invest into our business, in how many days, in how many months, that will be again converted into cash. So that cash flow cycle, that should be calculated in advance, so that a company must know that for how many months, for how many days, the company has to maintain its working capital. So if a business don't want to go into the category of cash sponges, the company, that business, has to know about its cash flow cycle. So the main topic of the day is managing the cash flow, how to manage our cash. So to know this, we need to prepare a cash budget. Cash budget means we are forecasting for our future receipts, we are forecasting for our future payments. After preparing that cash budget, the finance manager should ensure that there does not exist any deviation between the projected cash flows and the actual cash flows. The efficiency of a firm cash management program that can be enhanced by the knowledge and use of various procedures. Which procedures? That how to accelerate our cash inflows, how to control our cash outflows. So the two objectives in managing cash flows should be to accelerate our cash collection to as much as possible, and to declarate or delay cash disbursements. By that way, we can manage our cash. So with this reference, managing the cash, managing our inflows, controlling our outflows. With this reference, we need to control the float is an important technique to reduce the length of our cash cycle. So when a firm receives or makes payment in the form of checks, there is usually a time gap between the time the check is written, the check is issued, and when it is cleared. Basically, we are going to issue a check, and it takes 2, 3, 4 days to clear it in the collection clearing houses. So the time gap, that is known as a float. So the float for the paying firm refers to the time that elapses between the point when it issues a check and the time at which the funds underlying the check are actually debited in the bank account. For the payee firm, float refers to the time between the receipt of the check and the availability of the funds in its account. So a float is denoted as the funds that have been dispatched by a payer, but not in a form that payee can spend. To get an idea of that float mechanism and its utility, the management of cash flows, one must know the banking procedure, that how the bank works, how the check is being issued, how it goes into the clearing house, how it is being debited or credited into the respective party accounts. So when a check is issued by a paying firm, the bank balance of the firm is not immediately issued. Whenever we are going to issue a check, our bank balance is not immediately reduced. Rather, the bank reduces the balance only when the check is presented to it either personally or through the clearing system. So suppose I am going to issue a check today, the balance will be deducted from my account only when the person to whom I have issued the check is going to the bank and getting the payments, or the payment is being credited in his account. Similarly, when we are receiving a check, a firm is receiving a check from the customers and deposit the check in the account. The bank credits the check amount only when it is being cleared by the paying bank. So that means if I am going to submit a check today, immediately I cannot use that amount because the amount will be credited in my account only when the check will be cleared. The cash balance which is shown by a firm in its books, it is called as the book or ledger balance, whereas the balance is shown in its bank account is called as the available or collected balance. And the difference between these two balances, what amount I am showing in my books and what amount is being there in the books of the banks, that is basically referred to as a float. And the latest technique of cash management is that we need to utilize these floats. So for that purpose, we need to know about the types of floats. There are three types of floats. One is called as the disbursement float, collection float, and the net float. So what is disbursement float actually? The amount of check we have issued but not presented for payment, that is known as the disbursement float. For example, we can say that suppose a company has a bank balance as well as the available the balance in its books and the balance in the bank. The company is having a balance of rupees 4 lakh, for example, with its bank as on 31st of March. And on April 1, the company pays rupees 1 lakh by check to one of its suppliers and hence reduces its book balance by rupees 1 lakh. Immediately we are going to pass the entry in our books, and immediately that 1 lakh rupees we are going to deduct from our account. So the bank, however, will not debit that amount till the check has been presented for payment. Let us say, suppose on 6th April, the check has been presented. So until that, the firm's available balance is greater than its book balance by rupees 1 lakh. We are showing that we are having 3 lakh rupees in our books, but actually in our bank account, we are having 4 lakh rupees because the amount is yet not debited. So this is called as the difference between 1st April and April 6 balance. There is a difference. It is called as a disbursement float of rupees 1 lakh. So how can we calculate this disbursement float? That is called as the firm's available bank balance in the bank minus the firm is having the balance in its own books. The bank balance available in the bank, that was 4 lakh, and the balance in our books, that was rupees 3 lakh. So that is called as the disbursement float of rupees 1 lakh, and we can utilize this amount for those 6 days until and unless the check has been presented and the bank is going to debit it from our books. So we can use this disbursement float for those 5 or 6 days. We can use that money. That is one part of the cash management. The second float, that is called as the collection float. What is this collection float? The amount of check we have deposited in the bank. We received any check from any party and we are going to deposit it in our bank account. But it is not yet cleared. It is known as our collection float. But suppose a company is having a book balance as well as the balance in the bank, that is rupees 5 lakh, let us say on April 30. Now on 1st May, this company receives a check of rupees 1.5 lakh from a customer, and that check is being deposited in the bank on the same day. So what we will do, the company will increase its book balance by rupees 1.5 lakh. Immediately we will pass an entry, and what we will do, that we are having 5 lakh rupees in our bank. We have deposited that check of rupees 1.5 lakh. So our bank balance should be 6.5 lakh. But this amount is not available to that company until the bank presents the check to the customer's bank. And suppose that check is cleared on 5th of May. So between 1st May, when we have deposited the check, and 5th of May, when the amount is actually cleared, so we are having a collection float of 1.5 lakh rupees. What does it mean? That we are showing we are having 6.5 lakh in our bank, but actually in our bank account we are having only 5 lakh rupees. So that difference is called as collection float. So how can we calculate that collection float? If you want to make a formula for that, that will be that firm's available bank balance minus firm's book balance. The available bank balance was 5 lakh, book balance that was 6.5 lakh. So there was a negative collection float, that is called as 1.5 lakh rupees. So these are the two floats, disbursement float and collection float. Now third one is called as our net float. So what is the net float? The net float at a point of time is simply the overall difference between the firm's available bank balance and the balance shown in the ledger account of the firm. But suppose if our NF, that is our net float, is positive, the payment float is more than the receipt float, then the available balance exceeds the book balance and vice versa. So if a firm is having a positive net float, the firm can issue more check even if the net bank balance shown by the books of accounts may not be sufficient. Now we are not having the sufficient amount, but we can issue check because we are having a positive net float. A firm with a positive net float can use it to its advantage and maintain a smaller cash balance that it would have in the absence of that float. So what we can do in this course of action, if we are adopting this course of action by a firm, we can manage these payment floats and the receipt floats, and it is known as paying the float. We are basically playing with those floats, which can emerge as a very important technique of the day for cash management in most of the firms. So if we are properly using these floats, disbursement, collection and net floats, we can do better cash management for our business firm. Now, after this, there are certain things which we need for our cash management. Accelerating cash collections with the help of two techniques, that is, they are called as concentration banking and lockbox system. And second one is controlling disbursement. So accelerating cash collections. A company can conserve cash and reduce its requirements for cash balances if the company can speed up its cash collection. Cash collection can be accelerated by reducing the lag or gap between the time a customer pays bill and the time the check is collected and funds become available for the firm's use. The collection time comprises the mailing time, check processing delay, and the bank's availability delay. So we need to accelerate our cash collections. If we are able to do that, we will be having sufficient amount of cash with us. So when a company receives payments through check that arrive by mail, all the three components of collection time are relevant. The financial manager should take steps for speedy recovery from debtors, and for this purpose, proper internal control system should be installed in the firm. Once the credit sale have been affected, there should be a built-in mechanism for timely recovery from the debtors. As we all know that when we are doing credit sales, we are having accounts receivables. So we need to do speedy recovery from those accounts receivables. Periodic statements should be prepared by the company so that we can show the outstanding bills, the outstanding amounts. We can also offer incentives to our customers, certain discounts to our customers for early payments, prompt payments. That should be well communicated to them. That suppose if you are paying before the time, before the credit time given to them, you will be provided 1%, 2% discount on your payment. So by this way, we can accelerate our cash collections. Once the checks or the drafts they are received from customers, no delay should be there in depositing these receipts with the bank. Sometimes what happens that we have received the check and that is with the accountant of the firm for next 2 or 3 days. So basically what we are doing in that case, we are not doing the proper cash management with the firm. If there is a delay in depositing the checks into the bank, your cash management will be affected. The time lag in collections of receivables can be considerably reduced by managing the time taken by postal intermediaries and banks. So within these time gap, the delay is generally due to the mailing time, that is the time taken by check in transit and the processing time. That is the time taken by the firm in processing checks for internal accounting purposes. So sometimes the check is in between the system for 3, 4, 5 days. The amount of check sent by customer yet not collected is also known as your deposit float. So to speed up our collection system, companies may use concentration banking and log box system, which are some essential systems for expeditious decentralized collections. So what is concentration banking? Concentration banking is what when a firm may open certain collection centers in banks in different parts, different cities of the country to save the postal delay. This is known as concentration banking. So under the system, what happens? The collection center, they are opened as near to the debtors as much as possible, hence reducing the time in dispatch, collection, etc. The firm may instruct the customer to mail their payments to a regional collection center or a bank rather than to the central office. So it will save the number of days. The checks received by the regional collection center are deposited for collection into a local bank account, and the surplus funds from various local banks, they are transferred regularly and mostly on the daily basis to a concentration account at one of the company's principal bank. So it is called as the concentration banking. And nowadays, every bank is having a vast network of branches in every part of the country. So we can easily establish these collection centers. So to ensure that the system of collection works according to the plan, whatever plan we are having, it is helpful to periodically audit the actual transfers by the collecting banks and see whether they are in conformity with the instructions given. Whatever instructions we have given to our collection centers, whether they are following them or not. So this audit should be there on regular basis. The collection center, or we can say our concentration banking system, that results in a saving of time, that results in better cash management. The selection of collection centers must be based on the volume of billing, the business in a particular geographical area. It may be noted that the concentration banking also involve a cost in terms of minimum cash balance required with a bank. We need not to maintain so much amount of balance in one particular bank, in one particular branch, or in form of normal minimum cost of maintaining a current account. See, whenever we are going to operate current accounts for our businesses, the bank is charging a cost. So whenever we are going to establish these collection centers, these 2 points are very important. Number one, that minimum cash balance to be maintained and minimum charges should be there, the bank is charging. So that is called as concentration banking, to boost up our collections, to accelerate our collections. Secondly, we are having a system which is called as log box system. Although the system is not being used in India so much, but it can be a system for accelerating cash collections. So, in case of concentration banking, checks are actually received by a collection center and they are deposited in a local bank after processing. So, logbox system, it actually helps the firm to eliminate the time between the receipt of check and their deposits in bank. Here, the firm establishes a number of collection centers, considering the location of the customer, the volume of remittances, and accordingly, the company is going to hire a post office box. So, customers are advised to mail their payments to that special post office box, and these boxes are called as the log boxes. And it will be attended by local collecting banks instead of sending them to corporate headquarters. So the local bank will collect it from the log box, and once or more in a day, sometimes 2 times in a day, and then deposits the check directly into the local bank account of the firm, and then furnishes the details to the particular company that these checks are being collected today and these checks are deposited in our bank account. So this logbox system actually helps in three ways. Number one, it cuts down the mailing time because checks are received at a nearby post office instead of the headquarters. Secondly, it reduces the processing time between as the company does not have to open the envelopes and deposit the checks for collection. It saves time to the company, and it shortens the availability delay because the checks are typically drawn on local banks. So there will be no delay in the clearing houses. In India, actually, this logbox system is not so popular. However, what commercial banks do, they usually provide service to their big clients, to their large clients, that the banks are sending their representative to collect the checks from the office of the clients. They are also sending the high value checks to the clearing system on the same day rather than sending on the next day. Both these services help in reducing the float of the large clients, but normally the system is for the large clients. Now the private banks, they are providing this facility to all the clients also. Even as an individual client, you can ask to the bank, normally for the private banks, that they can collect your check and they can deposit it in the same day. So however, these benefits are not free. If the bank is going to provide these services, that is not free. Usually, the bank charges a fee for every check processed through the system. How many checks are being collected by the bank, a minimum fees that is being charged by the bank, and the benefits derived from the acceleration of receipts must exceed the incremental cost of the logbox system or this service which is being provided by the bank. That we, as a finance manager, we need to work out for that, that whatever benefit we are getting, actually we are accelerating our cash collection or not, and what amount of cost we are paying to bank. So basically the point is that we need to work out on this, that whether it is worthwhile to have a logbox system or it is worthwhile to get this kind of service from the bank, that the bank is collecting the checks from our office or not. And the answer of this question, that it depends on the cost and benefits of maintaining this lockbox system. So by these ways, by concentration banking and by this lockbox system, we can accelerate cash collections, we can increase our cash inflow, which is very much required for cash management. Now, the second part is controlling disbursement, that whatever payments we are doing, we need to control all those disbursements. And the effective controlling of disbursement, it can help the firm in conserving cash and reducing the financial requirements. Disbursements arise due to trade credit. There is no advantage in paying sooner than agreed. By suppose we are getting a credit of 60 days. So why we are going to pay in 30 days? We can use that money for 30 days more for our business purposes. So there is no advantage to pay sooner than agreed. So by delaying payments, the firm makes maximum use of trade credit, which is an interest-free source of fund. But it not actually it is not there that we are every time we are going to delay the payment. Here the term delaying payment, that doesn't mean that we need to uh, pay on delayed basis every time. Every creditor is providing a certain time period of credit, and what we want to say in that point, that we need to utilize that time period in full. Whatever time period of credit is being given by the creditor, we need to utilize it in full. We should not pay sooner, we should not pay in less time period. Whatever time period is given by the creditor, we should utilize in full. And the money which we are having, even we are having the money, we can pay it, but that money can be used, that cash can be used in our business activities to earn some more profits. So the technique generally used by the firm, it is known as, again, playing the float to maximize the availability of funds. So what we need to do, we need to accelerate cash collections, we need to increase cash flow, and we need to control disbursement, so that we will be having proper amount of cash with us, even the surplus amount of cash with us. And that difference of floats, we need to play with that amount to increase our profitability, to increase our wealth. So that is about accelerating cash collections and controlling disbursement. Now the next point is optimum cash balance. That what should be the optimum cash balance? How much cash we need to maintain with us? So one of the primary responsibility of a finance manager is to maintain a sound liquidity position of the firm, so that all the dues that should be settled in time, we need to maintain a proper solvency with it. The firm requires cash not only for the purchasing of raw material, to pay wages, but the cash is also required for the payment of dividends. We have earned profits. Now we need to make payment of dividend to our shareholders. We need to pay interest on our loans. We need to pay taxes to the government. And again, all for these purposes, we need to maintain the proper amount of cash with us. So the test of liquidity means the availability of cash to meet the firm's obligations when they become due. When the tax becomes due, we are going to make the payment at right time. Whenever our interest installment is due, we need to make the payment at right time. We need to pay dividends on regular basis. So the finance manager of the concern should determine the appropriate amount of cash balance. It is related to the trade-off between risk and return. If the firm maintains a small balance, its liquidity position weakness, and it suffers from inadequacy of cash to make payments. But a higher profitability that can be attained by investing surplus funds in profitable opportunities. That is what we were discussing, that we are going to accelerate our cash inflows, we are going to control our disbursement, we are basically creating a float, we need to play with that float, and we need to invest that surplus cash so that we can earn more profits from that cash. On the other hand, if a firm maintains a high level of cash balance, it will be having a sound liquidity position, and it may happen that the firm is foregoing the opportunities to earn interest. If we are having surplus cash with us and we are going to just keeping it in our bank account, So in that case, there is an opportunity loss somewhere. We can earn some more profits with that cash, but we are not utilizing that amount. We are not earning more. So we need to maintain optimum cash balance. It should be not on the minimum side. It should be not on the maximum side. We need to maintain an optimum cash balance, which is going to complete all our requirements of cash, our liquidity, our solvency. So one more question comes that if we are having surplus cash in a business, I am not talking from an individual point of view. In a business, if I am having surplus cash, where to invest it? And the answer is that as a business, we should invest it in marketable securities. Again, what are marketable securities? That is the part of cash and cash equivalents. So excess cash should not be normally invested, should be normally invested in marketable securities, which can be conveniently and promptly converted into cash. Right? What are marketable securities? The part of cash and cash equivalents. Cash equivalents. Equivalent means that easily, conveniently, promptly, as and when required, it can be converted into cash. So cash in excess of the requirement of our operations, that cash balance should be invested into our marketable securities. And cash in excess of the requirement of operating cash balance may be held for two reasons. Number one, our working capital requirement of firm fluctuate because of elements of seasonality, business cycles, uh, the business policies. Because of that, our working capital requirement may fluctuate. Excess cash may be held as a buffer for contingencies to meet unpredictable financial needs. And any firm should hold some extra cash balance because cash flows cannot be predicted with certainty. Even we are accelerating our cash collections, but sometimes it may happen that some of the debtors, they are having any problems and they are not making the payments on time. So we need to give them more time for payments. So that kind of contingency may arise anytime. So instead of holding cash for these reasons, the firm may meet its precautionary requirements as and when they arise by making short-term borrowings. The extra cash held by the company should be invested in marketable securities, and those marketable securities which are considered as near cash items, which can be converted into cash anytime. And whenever we are going to invest them, we are going to invest our surplus cash in any of the marketable security in any avenue, the financial manager should examine three basic features of security among alternative securities. And these basic features are safety, maturity, and marketability. Safety, a firm usually requires a high return. Any of the firm, any business, even an individual, whenever we are going to invest our money, we want high return. So a firm usually requires a high return on its investment, but the higher return yielding securities are relative more risky. As we always say, high return, high risk. The firm would invest in safe securities only because that money can be needed anytime in the business and anytime we need to convert that marketable security into cash. Second point is maturity. Maturity refers to the time period over which interest and principal are to be made. So the price of the long-term security fluctuates more widely with the changes in the interest rate than the price of a short-term security. So for safety reasons, excess cash should be invested in short-term securities only. Because if we have invested the money in the long-term securities, which is having long maturity time period, and the money is required in the business, in that case, there will be working capital deficiency with our business. The third point is marketability. What marketability is meant for? It refers to convenience and the speed which a security can be converted into cash. The two important aspects of marketability, that is price and time. that if the security can be sold quickly without loss of price, we can sell our security, we can sell our investment at any time without any loss of price. It is termed as highly liquid or a good marketable security. So we need to find it out such securities which are safe, which can be matured in short time period, and which are very marketable, so that as and when required we can convert them into cash. Now the last point is that cash control reports. We need to prepare certain reports also. Cash reports, that they provides a comparison of actual development with forecasted figures, that what we have forecasted and what actually happened, how much receipts we have forecasted and how much actual receipts were there, how much payments we have forecasted and how much actual payments were there. So these reports will be really helpful in controlling and revising our cash forecasts on a continuous basis. So we can prepare different types of cash reports. They can be prepared on daily basis. They can be prepared on monthly basis. So, but these reports are really important to check that whatever we forecasted and whatever actual thing happened, whether we are able to accelerate cash inflow or not, or we have controlled our disbursement or not. So for that purpose, some cash control reports that should be there. So by cash management, what we need to do, we need to manage our cash requirements. We should manage our cash flows. Our company must be having a good position of solvency. Our liquidity position should be good. If we are doing all these things, we will be having a better goodwill in the market. We will be doing business on a smooth basis. So that is all from my side. And if there are any questions.
Now it's turned from the audience. Once again, I would like to request that question and answer session is very, very important for any kind of FDP, for any kind of technology development program. So please ask the question with the sir. Sir, as you have said initially, primarily after the initiation of this particular presentation, that cash flow is one of the major problem with the entrepreneurship, and most of the entrepreneurship fail just because of not having a proper and adequate cash flow. This is one of the major reason, as we are also seeing this. So, what is the prime lesson you would like to give to the entrepreneur? How much cash, for particular time period they must have in their blanket so that they should cover up their expenses and meet up their business line?
Sir, actually, when we are going to start a new business, whether from a startup point of view or the traditional businesses are being there. So when we are talking about requirements of cash, so in capitalization, what we learned that we need to work out for our fixed capital requirements, as well as we need to work out for our working capital requirements. At least 6 months of working capital a new business must be having, so that the business can set up, the business can start earning certain profits. The operating cycle, the cash flow cycle of the business, 1 or 2 cash flow cycles, that should be completed, so that there should be no cash crisis. As I shared the data that around 86% of businesses are having cash problems anytime in a financial year. So at least working capital requirements of 1 or 2 cash flow cycles, operating cycles, we must be having if we are doing a business.
Yes, and also I suppose कि it depends upon the nature of the business as well कि किस तरह का हम business करने जा रहे हैं.
If it is a seasonal business, suppose we are doing the business of winter garments. In that
Right,
case,
right.
for that 3-4 months of time period, we need to maintain more cash flow with us. We need to maintain more working capital with us. So it depends on the size of the business. It depends on the type of the business.
One more question is in my mind, sir. As I know that you have been in the business as well, you have been an entrepreneur as well. So nowadays, what do you think? what is the first, first strike in your mind कि one should pursue such kind of the business, कि ये इस तरह का बिजनेस होगा, इसमें कैश फ्लो की जो प्रॉब्लम आएगी वो आपके पास कम आएगी एज कम्पेयर टू अदर प्रॉब्लम, तो ऐसा कुछ आप सजेस्ट करेंगे?
Definitely, देखिए, see, if you are going for a manufacturing concern, definitely more cash flows, more cash, more working capital that will be required. If you are going for a retail shop, where basically it depends on that how much cash collections you are having, which type of cash collections you are having. Suppose if it is a pure cash business,
Right.
in that case, we need very less amount of working capital with us from the very first day. But if we need to provide credit to the customers, so accordingly we need to manage the cash. So as per our choice, we need to identify which business we can do, and accordingly the cash requirements should be there.
Okay. So it means businesses will drive the cash flow nature as compared to cash flow will drive the business.
Type of business that drives the cash flow nature. As you talked about that I am doing a business. Yes, sir. I am a mutual fund consultant, investment consultant. So in my business, I am going to invest the money of other people. So it is a very that kind of business where no working capital requirements are there. I am just providing my professional guidance, and there is no investment to be made. So that depends that business and profession. Again, there are two things.
Okay, sir.
Miss Swati, thing.
One more question we have from Miss Swati Kuwar ma'am. She's asking ki as the entrepreneurs sell their products in less price, earning less profit margin, which somewhat lead to less cash flow problem, then how to tackle it, and or we can say how to recover it fast?
See, that is the very major problem today we are having with our startups. That initially to set up our business, what we do initially to compete with the competitors, what we do that we are offering our product at a lesser price. But my opinion is that rather than doing it by this way, we need to provide good quality product, we need to provide good services, so that more customers will be attracted, and definitely there will be no problem of the cash flow. We need to compete with quality, not with price.
Okay, now it's over to Madhuri ma'am, please.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for your great presentation and all the insights you have provided on cash flow. So, if anyone is having no question, we should conclude this session. And sir, I also invite you as a mentor for our startups.
Sure,
So,
ma'am. I will discuss it with Ankur sir.
yes. So because we are also having an incubation center here, so means the information you provided that will be very beneficial for our startups also. So I would like to welcome you for that also. So
My
I'll
pleasure.
be I'll be taking your number and will talk to you. Okay, sir.
Definitely, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you,
very much.
sir, for the wonderful insights. We are really glad to have you, and it's like a privilege for MITMeerut Udyami Foundation and MITMeerut Institute of Technology for having you in this TEDP, sir. Thanks a lot, and we will definitely see you soon again, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think this is the last session of today.
Yes, ma'am.
So
This is the
yeah.
last section.
Okay. So thank you all the participants for being so patient and attending whole TEDP session. So we'll be continuing tomorrow with our next speakers. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.